As a resident of Bristol, you may recently have received leaflets or had a knock on the door from someone in the Green Party. You may have voted Green in local elections or have sympathies with their policies. However, when you think about Parliament, would choosing a Green candidate for MP be a good use of your vote? Labour activists would say no. The Green Party is too small and has no chance of winning a Westminster seat. Voting Green would let in the Tories. The Conservatives might say something similar. But is that true? How much support is there out there for the Greens? The Green Party is a relatively small party, but it did have over 1 million votes in 2015. However, since that million was spread across the entire country under the UK's first-past-the-post system, that translated to just one MP. Since the Scottish Parliament has a more proportional system, Scottish Greens have 7 MSPs. Can Greens win under the first-past-the-post system designed to favour the largest parties? For local elections they certainly can, because some places have a greater concentration of members and supporters than others. Greens have won wards on many councils. They currently have 738 councillors across England and Wales. But can strong support at local level lead to winning a Westminster seat? Let's look at Brighton. In 1996, Greens in Brighton gained their first council seat. Over subsequent elections, they gradually gained more. By 2007, they had 12 councillors, so Brighton's residents had a good idea of the party's values. Their growing strength in council elections made winning a seat in Parliament a distinct possibility. At the next general election, Caroline Lucas won in Brighton Pavilion, with a majority of 1,252. In the following 3 elections, she increased this narrow margin and, in 2019, had a whopping 57% of the vote. Lucas's win was no doubt helped by Green's success in the council elections, where the party finally peaked in 2011 with 23 seats. How do events in Brighton compare with those in the West Country? In Bristol, the Green Party made similar progress in local elections. In 2006, they had their first councillor in Southford. Over the next few years, they gained more and more seats. By 2021, they were neck and neck with Labour. Then, in February 2023, Patrick McAllister was elected in a by-election for Hotwells and Harbourside, making Greens the largest party in Bristol. How might this affect Westminster elections? Over the years, the Green Party vote has increased in their target seat of Bristol West. They've advanced from nowhere to 4th, to 3rd, and then to 2nd. So, in the coming election, should left-wing Bristolians, disgruntled with Keir Starmer, ditch Labour? And what should Conservative-minded voters do if they are worried about the climate and nature emergencies? Over the last few elections, the Tory vote in Bristol West has been draining away, despite Boris and Brexit. At the last general election, Conservatives were reduced to 3rd place behind Labour and the Greens, and following Liz Truss and the cost of living crisis, the party is even less popular. Voting Conservative in this situation might be considered a wasted vote. There's one more reason why the Greens have a strong chance of winning a parliamentary seat in Bristol: boundary changes. The government, through the Boundary Commission, has redrawn the electoral map of the UK, supposedly to even out the number of voters in each Westminster seat. Across the country as a whole, this benefits the Conservatives. But in some places like Bristol, it actually benefits the Greens. Many of their council seats currently in Bristol West are concentrated in a newly created seat of Bristol Central. When people go to the polls for the next parliamentary election, Labour will have a hard time suggesting Greens are a wasted vote. In fact, given how closely the electoral situation in Bristol mirrors the progress of Brighton's Greens and Caroline Lucas's success, it looks like voting Conservative would be a wasted vote in Bristol Central.